Hey gang, today we're going to take a look at the Virtuemart Product Wall. The Virtuemart Product Wall started off as Virtuemart Showcase, and as of Joomla 2.5 and Virtuemart 2, we've upgraded the Virtuemart Showcase to the Virtuemart Product Wall. It works with both Joomla 1.5, Joomla 2.5, Virtuemart 1, and Virtuemart 2. So let's go ahead and go over here and first take a look at the demo and see what it's all about. This is on our demo server. As you see here, we're showing the product title and image, the price, and add to cart in a grid. We have a tooltip example that's showing the intro text or short description. Then we have a slide demo that has the image, a short description, and a nice little slide down with add to cart and some information. And these are the CSS3 demos down here, where we have cool CSS3 effects. And you can just go over to our demo server and browse all these demos and see how powerful this module is. But let's go over here and take a look and see how it works. So I'm in the back end of our extension demo, so I'm going to head over to the module manager, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is find this module. The easiest way to find it, since I know the name of it, is go to select type, scroll down through your list of modules, and go ahead and open up the Virtuemart Wall, VM Wall. Okay, here's all the instances we have in the demo. So what I'm going to do first here for this demo is I'm just going to copy the Hover1 demo real quickly. And as you can see, we have show title, yes or no, enabled, yes or no. This is the title of your module. This is the position that you're using it in. In Joomla 1.5, if you're not aware, you do have a drop down here, but as well, you can type right in that field to change the position, add a new position, or whatever you want to do. The order, pretty self-explanatory. That's the order of the modules going vertically. If you have multiple modules in one location, they go vertical. This will allow you to move the module up or down and select which one you want to show first. The access level, I'm going to set this one to special real quickly because we want to see this on our front end, but we don't want regular users to see it while we're working on it. So now the menu assignment down here is you select the menu from list. This is a little bit different in Joomla 2.5, but you should be able to figure it out. Right now we're really only going to be talking about the Virtuemart Wall other than core Joomla stuff. So let's go over here to the module parameters and see that we have a category ID filter. This filters specific categories, so if you only want to show a certain category, you just go ahead and select it. For this demo, we're going to pull everything from all categories. Parents and childs, you can show the parent product and child products. Child products in Virtuemart are basically additional files on one product. Say you have a ladder, but you have 3 different types of ladders. The 3 types of ladders would be the child products, and the main ladder would be the parent. Current category only, yes or no. This is a very interesting part of our module. This enables you to just use one module, say in a right-hand column on your Virtuemart page, and whatever category you browse, it's only going to show products from that category. Normally with a module like this, if you wanted to have a right module showing all of your CDs that you have on your site, and then you have another page with your albums and another page with your MP3, you basically have to set the module up on each one of those pages with a different module. On this one, you can just select current category, and whatever category you're in, it's only going to show products from that category. So next we're going to go down to the manufacturer ID filter. This is the same kind of filter as category ID, but you can select from a specific manufacturer or all manufacturers. Current manufacturer only, this works the same way as the current category only. Product ID filter, this you can filter it by certain products. So this enables you to showcase whatever products you want and whatever categories or whatever manufacturer you want. Special products only, that will only show products that you have on special. Discounted products only, that's products that you have a discount on. The available filter for availability, has currently available, future, any date. Minimum stock, the minimum rate, minimum price, maximum price, product show order, do you want them to be random, most recent, top sales, available date, last sold date. This works really great for if you want to have top sales. Say you can go ahead and create, your top 10 sellers with this module. You can do a random, most recent products added to the cart, available date. You can basically do anything here. All of this up here gives you great filtering ability to showcase whatever you want to showcase. So now we'll get into the display parameters. And basically this can do columns, rows, and pages. Pages means if you're using, say, a slideshow or a horizontal slider, you set how many pages you want to show. So let's go back over here to our demo real quick just to see what's going on. Right now I have each one of these modules set for 2 columns, 1 row, and 1 page. If you scroll up here to the other demos, you'll see that this is set for 2 rows and 3 columns. Pretty self-explanatory there. And let's go back over here to the display style. The display style is if you have more than 1 page. You can have a vertical slider, a horizontal slider, a fader, a draggable window, and a zooming window. This really only affects it when you have more than 1 pages. The window width, that only applies to these 2 settings for draggable window and zoom window. Transition pause is the pause that it takes between slides if you have more than 1 page, and the transition duration is how long it actually takes to move. Now, button style. Button style is what kind of buttons you want to use. If you say have a left and a right button to move the slideshow or the slider to the left or the right. So we have, I think there's about 64 buttons in here currently. As you see, we've got all your colors, round ones, square ones, tall, wide gray. So you can go through and find the exact button style for the template or your website. Now let's get down into the templating area. We provide templates for our walls, and in this demo we're using the CSS Hover 1, but as you see we've included a bunch of different demos for you, so you can basically check that out and look at all the different demos and find one that fits the style you're looking for. But let's take a look at this real quick so we can see how these templates work. I'm going to select the Hover 1 demo, and now let me select the Hover 2 demo. As you see now, we have a load button here. You can just go ahead and save it like this to use the Hover 2 demo, but if you choose to edit the template, there's a couple ways to do this. The first way that you had to do this prior to our new version is with an FTP program. So say you want to edit the template CSS Hover 2 demo and you actually want to edit the code with, say, a code program or via FTP. So you'd want an FTP program such as FileZilla. We have a full video documentation on how FileZilla works on our website, so you can watch that if you don't understand FileZilla. But let's go ahead and check this out. So we're here in the root install of our Joomla. So we're going to look under modules, and we're going to find the module, which is JoomlaXTC VM Wall. We'd open that up, and then you see here are the template files. So let's go ahead and look at the Hover Demo 2. Inside here you have your element, your module, your more, and your template CSS. So if we go back and we look at what we've got going on in the module here, this is the module HTML template. That pulls directly from the module HTML. Now the product HTML template is what is called the element, and you can find the element right here. And then if we go over here and we look down here, there is a more HTML template, and of course that's going to be the more. So the index HTML, you don't have to edit that, but in order to edit the template, you want to edit the HTML module, the element, and the more, and the CSS. But to make things a little easier for you in our latest version, now you can go ahead and load all those HTMLs right here in the module simply by clicking load. Okay, so the module HTML template is main area. And this main area is a tag. And it's basically a tag that we call to produce the main area. Here you can use main area and more area, and what this will do is it will render the product HTML template and the template you have down here for the more area. But let's jump over to JoomlaXTC real quick and go over to our documentation to look at the tags and what they do. So we're going to go to modules, and let's go here to the end since Virtuemart will be at the end. Virtuemart Product Wall. So here's the online documentation for you to check out to get more familiar with the product. But right now we're going to go down here and look at the tags. For the module HTML template, you can produce the left button, main area, pages, and right button. The right and left button will render the buttons, and you select the button style that you want. The main area does the main content, and pages will do a numbered list for you. So say you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can click on each of those and then it'll change the page. So let's go back here and let's put this together. So as you see here, we've got main area and more area now. So let me take out more area because we're not going to use more area for this. We're going to use the buttons. So basically what I'd want to do here is, for a simple example, we'd say left button, main area, and right button. Okay, now let's go down here and let's look at the template markup. This is pretty simple template markup using divs. So we've got a div class for the VM wall. Then we're calling the image by an img src, and we use the tag product full image URL, and we set a width to it. Basically that pulls the full product image, but it pulls it so we can adjust the width. It's pulling it right from the URL. As an alternative, you can use product full image, and that will just render the image exactly as it is. For this, we're putting it with an img src, which allows us to have a little more flexibility. So for this demo, I'm going to go ahead and set up a couple columns. So the width 300, let's go ahead and change that to 200. Down here we have the VM wall mask, that's the CSS3 effects. And then we have the content, and we've got the product name in a standard H2. Then we have the description, which shows the description. Then we use the tag product URL with an ahref. That gives us a link to the product URL with our buy now here. And that's that. So let's go over now and check out the CSS. The CSS has been loaded in the advanced parameters. So if I go up here, I can see the CSS. So for that div that we had for TMP2, the width was 300. So I set that for 200 for the image. So let's set the width here to 200. And go down here and set this width for the content to be 200. And that should do it. So I'm going to go back to the module parameters. Now I'm going to select 3 columns instead of 2 columns, and I'm going to select 3 pages. So let's go ahead and save this. First I want to name it. Okay, hover1 demo example, because we're going to take a look at this on the front end. Let me make sure it's set to special. We're going to go ahead and enable it, and now I'm going to hit apply, and that basically saves it but leaves it open if we need to edit it. So let's go back here and look at our demos. Okay, so here's the demo I just created. 3 columns, and now we have a back and we have a next button. You see this, we've got a scroller feature in there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit back, and it goes back, and it goes next. But we've got the buttons on the top and the bottom. So let's go back here real quickly, and let's go ahead and move those. Let's put them underneath. So I'm just going to do a BR, which is basically a carriage return, enter, and put the left button and right button. Hit apply, and let's refresh the site. Okay, so now I have them right down there in the bottom next to each other. Another simple thing that we could do, why don't we make those centered? So we're going to go ahead and just wrap this with center / center to close it. So we open with a center and we close. And let's hit apply and go back and check it out. Now the buttons are centered. So that's a basic example. You can go ahead and use div classes here to float things left and right if you want to have the buttons to the left and the right of the main area. Many things you can do with that. So let's go ahead and check out what the more area does. So if I just put a BR here, and let's go ahead and call the more area, and let's go down and configure the more. So right now all I have in here is title. So why don't I go ahead and copy everything that's here, put it in here, and let's do more columns 1. And let's go ahead and let's change the setting here for that to 200. For this demo, let's just go ahead and leave it at 200. So more titles. This is how many more titles we want to have. So let's have 4 more titles. And let's hit apply and see what we get. So as you can see, we have the main area here and our buttons, and then we've got one more down here. This is the more area. The more area could be used for a list of products. You can basically have a whole different layout underneath. So if, say, you want to have a featured product up here, more products down here, that's how that would work. So let's go back and let's just set that for more titles 0, and let's pull out the more area, and let's just take a quick look at a different button style. So round blue, and hit apply. Refresh our page. Now we have the round blue buttons. So a few other things to look at here. Let's go back and look at these display styles. So we've got the horizontal slider, a vertical slider. Let's set that for vertical slider, and let's do 2 rows and 3 columns for this example. Apply that, and now we should have a vertical slider. So you see now we have 6, 3 columns and 2 rows. Now as you see, it goes up and down. So let's go back and let's set this for 1 row now, and let's look at something else as far as a fader. This will just give us fading products. And this is basically for setting up, say, a slideshow. The products will fade in and then they will fade out. And if we go back over here and check out the transition pause, that's set kind of high, so let's set that to 500. Transition duration, let's set that for 700, and let's go ahead and hit apply. And now it should move a lot faster. Okay, so a few other things that we can look at here is the slide orientation and the transition type. Transition type, okay, let's say bounce, and let's set this back to a vertical slider. And this is the transition type for the Move Tools transitions. So we're going to apply, and now we'll refresh. And as you see, now they kind of bounce in. So as you see, this is very configurable to whatever effect you want. So now we're going to move on to the advanced parameters. The advanced parameters work for the CSS and the tooltip pop-up effect settings and the slide effect settings and the hover change effect settings. Basically, to keep this short, because we've already been going about 20 minutes now, I'm going to go ahead and detail this in the second video about the advanced parameters for the Virtuemart product wall.